So, firstly, welcome everyone. And can you guys hear me? Please let me know in the chat box. Ankit, Meshal, Shirish, anyone, if you can hear my audio. And yeah, we'll get started. So, as you all know, I had planned kind of a stream yesterday, and it was kind of cut short because of some power cut, right? I did let you guys know in the Instagram about it. So yeah, I have made a team. So I think I'll still take some suggestion in the chat box from you people, but I do think this is as good as it can get for the wildcard team. I don't know, like there are some talking points, right? I'll get to all of it, right, and I'll get to your chat box also. And there are some people who are also wildcarding. So for those reasons, I do have a wildcard draft also. Some of the wildcards that I've got in my Instagram account, right? So I'll talk about that too. But firstly, please let me know, can you hear my audio or not? Yeah, I'd want to know that because yeah, and as I said, so this is my what my free hit team looks like. So free hit was one thing I did not want to use at all because as long as I had 8 9 or 10 players, I did not want to use my free hit because I think we can use that for a better term in the upcoming days for the double game weeks or blank game weeks in upcoming days. And looking at how this season is approaching, I just want to kind of play cautiously. I don't want to be using wildcards and free hit chips and all these kind of things unnecessarily. So I'm kind of trying to be cautious the way that this season is going on, right? So yeah, uh, that is one of the reason I have this. So and yeah, just in case, and if there's any kind of power cut, I'll post my final team in the Instagram account, right? But I do think this will be my final team. This is how it looks for now, and I'll get to everyone, right? All the questions and why I have chosen these players. I'll try and justify it. So yeah, we can have some discussion in the chat box if you don't agree with my team, or yeah, maybe if there are better suggestions. But as I said, if there's any power cut, I'm sorry, I can't really do anything about that. But yeah, this might be my team and this might be my captain, just in case I can't make it to the deadline because of the power cut. So yeah, now I'll get in the chat box. Firstly, thank you Ankit for joining in, Meshal, and Sirius, Glenn B, everyone, thank you so much for joining in. So as I said, this is my wildcard team. And now okay, Meshal says my team is Martinez, Diaz, Cancelo, Wan Bissaka, Bruno, KDB, Son, Brewster. Should I cap KDB or Bruno? Now I think I think you should captain KDB. I'm not saying that Bruno is a bad option, right? Bruno has been the main man for that Manchester United team. But now what I read in one of the article was that they don't have four important players in that Brighton side. So they don't have Bissouma, suspended. Welbeck is injured, right? And Lalana is injured, the creator, right? And again, one more player, Connolly. Yeah, Connolly is also another player that is not going to be playing for this game. So I think that is a lot of players missing there, right? Now, I don't know. I think there's only a handful of players. Yeah, Lamptey is also missing, I guess, right? So most of the important players for Brighton are missing. So I guess I don't know how they will approach the game, right? But still, that looks like very important players missing out against a team like Man City. So, and my prediction for Man City is now I saw a lot of team last night when I got my Instagram DM. What I saw was there were Stones in a lot of their team, and I was like, I don't know, I just don't feel safe with players like Stones, Mahrez, and these Foden and these kind of players. I just don't. But it's free hit. It's just for one game week, and what I noticed was now Laporte is injured and he won't feature this game week, and Garcia has some coronavirus, some kind of thing, so he has to isolate himself, so he's not available. And also Ake is also injured and he did not play in the midweek game, so that leaves only two natural center backs for the Man City team, and that is Stones and Diaz. So now one thing we can debate about is what happened in the midweek game was Cancelo played in the right, Mendy played in the left, and Diaz and Kyle Walker played at the center forward. I mean center back. So now I don't know. It's Pep Guardiola. Why would you do that? Why would you play Kyle Walker in the center back? But again, it was not a big team or not a difficult team to play against, right? Maybe he was just experimenting. As I said, there was no center back options available for. Maybe Fernandinho could play there, right? Fernandinho can play center back. We have seen that. So Stones, I am kind of afraid to pick Stones here. But when I do have Stones, it kind of, I don't know, having two Man City defense that kind of looks good. Keep considering that how there are so many injuries for the Brighton side, right? Important players, not just simple kind of injuries. So that is one of the thing. And another thing is about Wilson. I am also concerned about Wilson in my team because one of the thing is, now I did read an article about Wilson. So if you don't know, Wilson did not participate in the midweek games, right? And I was reading an article, and what I saw was, now Wilson being benched or not playing in the midweek game was fully because just for precautions, and there's nothing, no injury to Wilson. Now, another thing that worries me is there's still a lot of forward options for the Newcastle side. Just in case Wilson does not play, there's Carroll, there's Joelinton, right? Those players are just as capable. So that is one of my worries. But when Wilson does play, he's on penalties, and I do think he might just return you something. Now, one thing for another player that I have in my team is Lacazette. Now, the reason I have Lacazette is, now I'm as I said, I do look at the stats, and when it comes to expected goals, on top is Lacazette for last 3 games. The expected goal for Lacazette is the best one for last 3 games. Now, as I've said, Anwar El Ghazi is one of those players who did kind of work according to the expected goals. He was on top and he did deliver for a few games. 3-4 games. So I do believe Lacazette, if he does play, I do believe he can give you some decent points. And for his price, I think I'm fine with it, right? If not Lacazette, I'll have to kind of play around with some other options also. I'll show you the options. Like, I have been playing around with Sigurdsson and Milivojevic, this kind of option. They are like far too big of a differential, but still they are on set pieces. They are on penalties. So Milivojevic, Sigurdsson does not look that bad of an option either. So if I take off Lacazette, I could take that route too. I'll just show you. I'll just think around. But firstly, I'll get to your questions in the chat box. So yeah, as I said, Mesal, I think I would still captain KDB because of those reasons. And I don't know, like, Burnley does on paper look like an easy team to play against. And yeah, I did read this also, that Taylor might be back in next game week 19. Maybe, not sure. Even in this game week, he might be back on the bench. I don't know yet, but according to what I read, it's positive news for Taylor. So I'll wait. I have Taylor in my team. When I get to game week 19, now this is the team that I'll have when I get into game week 19. So yeah, now there's also talk about how Leeds versus Southampton might be postponed. Now we are not sure about that. That is just might be, right? So let's see what happens, right? But again, just for one game week, I don't want to take a lot of hits or something, right? This is what my team will look like. Now, one thing I could do is maybe remove Calvert-Lewin and Grealish, because Grealish is on already 4 yellow cards, right? Now, if you gets one more, he won't be playing another game. 2 games in double game week because of his suspension. But now there are talks about Grealish. Maybe this is what I read on Ben Crellin's Twitter. Now Grealish might play 0 games or 1 games or 2 games or even 3 games. Now I don't think they will be playing 3 games in a single week. I don't know. It just seems stupid, right? They will not be playing in a single week, but still, I think it sounds too stupid to me if that our team will play 3 games in a week. That just does not feel right. So maybe there is a double game week for Grealish, right? Maybe 0 games if the players don't recover from the COVID virus, right? Maybe 0 or 2 games. That is my prediction. But still, I'll be happy to get rid of Grealish if he concedes 1 more yellow. And Calvert-Lewin, I don't now. According to Ancelotti, what he said, quote unquote, was he will be back soon. It won't take too long to recover. So it might be just next game week that Calvert-Lewin returns. But if I can remove Grealish and Calvert-Lewin and bring in De Bruyne, like, I think that is a big improvement looking at the upcoming fixtures for Man City players, right? So that is another thing that I'm thinking. Now let's see what happens with the Southampton and Leeds fixture, right? And let's see what happens with Calvert-Lewin's injury, and let's see if there's any kind of news on Grealish also. So yeah, we'll have to wait. But for now, all I know is I'm just taking this one game into account, and what I'm doing is I did not want to use my free hit, but I had to use my free hit. Like, it's been just that kind of season, and I don't even know what to plan for anymore, right? And wildcard, there's no way I was using wildcard this early. There's just no way. The way this season is happening, there's no way I'm using wildcard this early. It's like a parachute while you are jumping off the plane. Like, it's very important to keep as long as possible. So yeah, I'll get to other things. Yeah, Mesal, I think you should go for KDB. That would be my choice. I'm not saying Bruno can't do anything, but still, as a defensive side, I still respect a lot Burnley. They are a very good side. Like, on a good day, if Tarkowski or Ben Mee or Pope, even if one of them has a very good day, like, I think it's pretty difficult to score against Burnley. That is my prediction, right? But again, attacking wise, Burnley are not the best. They have struggled in scoring, right? They have been problem. And yeah, one thing I read also was about Manchester United's defense problem, right? Now, Bailey did train, but he did not train completely. Pogba also did train, but did not train completely. Lindelof and Shaw did train completely. So maybe left back might be Shaw or Tess, I'm not sure, but it feels like it will be. And yeah, although Maguire is on 4 yellow cards, right? That is also what I read. Now, Maguire also on Grealish kind of situation. Now, if Maguire concedes 1 yellow this week, Maguire won't play next game against Liverpool. Now, but still, according to what I read, Ole said that although that is the case, Maguire will play this game week. So yeah, if you are one of those managers maybe thinking of Maguire, right? Yeah, he will play according to Ole. Now I'm not Ole, so I'm not sure if that's any kind of mind game or something, but that is what he said. So Maguire will play, and maybe Twanzabe, yeah, I think that is his name. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it, but I think the centre back pairing should be Lindelof and Maguire. If Lindelof is fine enough to play, or else it will be Twanzabe and yeah, Maguire. Those are the two centre backs I think for Manchester United. Now, one thing you can see in my team is there is no Arsenal defense. Now there is a reason for it. I'll get to it. Firstly, let me get to a chat box now. Yeah, Michelle, go for KDB. Yeah, captain. I think that looks good for me. As I said, Burnley are not that bad of a defensive side. On paper, it looks good, but still, Burnley are not easy to play against. And okay, Glenby, thanks so much for joining in. Michelle says you are wildcard. I have 7 players playing. Should I wildcard? Nah. If you can take a hit, like is it after taking a hit you have 7 players, or if you have not taken a hit and it's 7 players? Because if you can remove players like Salah for De Bruyne and you can take a -4 hit, I think you should do that, Michelle. Right? So you have 7 players. Okay. Yeah, if you have Salah, these kind of players who are on big money and are not playing, right? I think it wouldn't hurt too much to make that kind of swap. Because if I had 8 or 9 players, right, I wouldn't have used my free hit at all this week. No, my plan was to just keep my free hit and just play with 8 or 9 players. But again, after that Spurs and Villa new announcement, I think I had to change my idea, because I only had 3 players that played this week. So I'm not going into a game week with 3 players. There's no chance I'm gonna do anything. So yeah, I had to use my free hit. So I'm not wildcarding Michelle. It's just a free hit. Uh, so Danley says saving the free hit or wildcard chip with -8. I have 7 players. Cancelo, Kilman. Yeah, another thing is now Kilman. Now Boli is out for this week. So if you are any of those, now one thing I was talking about with Subkaran in the chat was in the YouTube video. One of the comment was, now there's no DCL, right? Now we have seen James Rodriguez form as of recent, right? It's not been good. Like, come on, he is a James Rodriguez. Yeah, he's awesome player, but still, as of now, his form's not good enough. And now there's no DCL, and Richarlison may or may not play. So according to Ancelotti, according to what I read, Richarlison's test is still going on, and it will be only decided at the last after the training session, right? So I'm not sure if Richarlison will play or not, but if he does play, I think he should be the main man there. And if Sigurdsson does not play, I think Sigurdsson will play, because Allen is also having injury, like he has hamstring injury. So I think Sigurdsson will play. So if Sigurdsson does play, Richarlison won't be taking a penalty. But if Richarlison was taking a penalty, I think he would have been a good differential too. But again, as I said, no DCL, right? Although Dine is back, like who is he giving the service to? Like the aerial threat that Calvert-Lewin has is like nowhere near when it comes to Richarlison. So what I think is maybe Wolves defenders might be if you are short of money, you maybe want to go for players like Cody or Size. I don't know. It's just for 1 week, right? If you are free hitting, maybe go for Cody. Or Cody looks more nailed on, and I think Size should play because Marshall is out, Boli is out, and there was one more player I don't remember, but yeah, they are out. And these players are out for Wolves, and the thing is Kilman or Ait Nouri will be the one taking the place for that defense position. Now the problem is we don't know if Nuno will play 3 at the back or 4 at the back. Now it's if it's 3 at the back, I'm pretty sure it will be Cody, Size, and Kilman. I'm pretty sure. If it's 4 at the back, it might be Cody and Kilman. I mean Cody and Ait Nouri and Size and Semedo. So it depends on what type of formation that Nuno produces, right? So Kilman also might be that option. And again, as I said, since there is no DCL, maybe Wolves will keep a clean sheet. But again, Wolves' latest defensive, record have not been that good at all. Now let me just show you. Now they have not kept a clean sheet for very long now. Now this is Neto. Let me go for a Size. Yeah. So the thing about their performance is they have not kept a clean sheet for very long. As you can see, now even before that they have not kept a clean sheet. It's been pretty difficult. In the midweek game against Crystal Palace in the cup, they did keep a clean sheet. But again, now this in the midweek, yeah, Zaha was rested, Townsend was rested, so that is one of the reason I don't have an Arsenal defense. I'll get to more detail why I don't have Arsenal defense. But for now, what I'm trying to say is, looking at the records, right, past records, I don't see any kind of clean sheet. But again, it won't be a high scoring goal. I think that's my personal opinion, right? From Wolves, maybe Neto might be one of the players that might be a good differential because he did look very good in the Cup too. So what I'm trying to say is maybe Cody might work out, but again, their record are not good enough. But if you are short of money, you don't have money for maybe like, I don't know, One Bissaka, Stones. Well, Cody is only 4.9. Maybe that might work out. He's not much of an attacking threat, but still, maybe there's a clean sheet. I don't know. Now, yeah, I'm just trying to give you some options, right? That's all I'm trying to do. So yeah, I'll get to the chat box now. So Damley says saving free ship. With -8, I have 7 players. Okay, 7 players. Cancelo, Killman. You have taken -8 and you only have 7. I think I saving. I don't know. I wouldn't do that. Yeah, Damndy. Because -8 and 7 players. I don't know. Will that work out? Now, if your captainship works out, right? If I don't know De Bruyne, I don't know who's your captain is. Maybe De Bruyne or Kane or Fernandes. I'm pretty sure most of your captain choices are those three, right? Fernandes, De Bruyne, or Kane. Maybe Son, but those are the ones. So if your captainship does good, maybe those -8 will be fulfilled, right? But again, 7 players -8, I don't know. Cancelo, Killman might play, maybe. Rashford is one of those. If you are using a wild card, get Rashford in your team because the Manchester United fixtures are too good even after game week 19. So Rashford is one of the players I am super tempted with. Now look at these fixtures; they are not that bad, till here. Like these are very good fixtures. Now I can't get my hands on Rashford because come on, I can't have everyone, right? Now next week it's between Rashford or De Bruyne, and come on, who am I kidding? I'm going for De Bruyne for sure, right? I can't have two of them, so yeah. If Rashford is one of those players, I think you should get hands on if you are using a wild card. Just look at these fixtures, and I don't think he's as much of a rotation risk as Martial, right? Right? Because I don't think there's too much competition for Rashford, as I said. Maybe there is in his position, but still, the thing that Rashford does on the pitch, like Fernandes, Rashford, very important to the team. That's all I'm trying to say. So yeah, Rashford might be one of the players you might want to get in. KDB, Bruno, Son, and Wilson. Yeah, Wilson. The team does not look that bad. If you captain KDB and if I don't know, yeah, all I'm saying is damnly, I think if your captain fails to deliver points, I think it will be a bad game week for you. That's what I think, damnly, because 7 players -8 hit. That's what I think. If I was in that condition, I hope, and I don't want to use my free hit, right? I think I would hope that my captain would do good. That is all I have to say for now, damnly. Yeah. Now where the question? So Vignesh says hi, bro. Thank you, Vignesh, for joining in. De Gea, Tierney, Cancelo, Stones. Should I remove Stones for Dyer to cover Spurs defense? Yeah, no problem with that. Yeah, and Dyer is more nailed on than Stones. If you are using a free hit, even if you are wildcarding, Dyer does not seem bad for next game week because they are facing Sheffield United, right? So yeah, why not? Stones for Dyer, I don't see a problem there. I also have Dyer in my team, as you can see, right? So yeah, I don't see a problem there. Stones for Dyer. Yeah, if you can do it, yeah, why not do it? Yeah, Vignesh, I don't see a problem there. Utrecht says, thank you, Utrecht, for joining in. I have 6 players, including Mitchell. In the midweek game, I think Van Aanholt did start. I did not watch that game, right? But still, Van Aanholt did start. But again, Mitchell also did start over Van Aanholt last game week. I do remember that too. So Mitchell, I also have Mitchell in my team, right? But he's in my bench because now this is what my team looks like, right? So Smith Rowe, I think he will get some minutes according to what I read in the article. Arteta was pretty pleased about how Smith is doing right now. So Mitchell, Burke also, these are like, they are not very important players. As long as my first 11 plays, I don't have to worry a lot. I don't think De Gea will be rotated around with Henderson. As long as De Gea plays, I don't think I need any replacement for Foster, right? So yeah, this is what my team looks like. Mitchell, I wouldn't, I don't know if Mitchell will start. Even if he start, is there a clean sheet? I don't know. So yeah, let me just get to the question. I have 6 players, including Mitchell, Aston Villa and Calvert-Lewin screwed up, but the thing to consider is that Southampton and Leeds might get cancelled. Calvert-Lewin might rest for a while, so my option is either take few hits or wildcard. So you don't have a free hit. 6 players. So who are the players? Who are the 6 players, including Mitchell? I think other players are good enough, right? 6 players. Wildcard. Do I want to wildcard this early? I don't know. Like, it does look like a team that needs a wildcard. Mitchell. My option is either take a few hits. I think I would take a few hits. Yeah, 6, 7, 8. Maybe a -4. Yeah, maybe -4 Utkrist. I wouldn't go more than that because I don't know. Yeah, as I said, Utkrist, as long as your captainship works out, I think it will be fine. I think -4 would be good. Yeah, -4 would be good. Yeah, Utkrist. I think maybe it will work out if you have a good team to recover for the game week 19, right? Now, if you don't have a lot of players now, I'm pretty sure you have good game week 19 double game week players, Utkrist. I'm pretty sure, and let's hope they will recover the points for you that you have lost in game week 18. That might happen. So yeah, and yeah, please, if you are new, please subscribe. That will help the channel a lot, and please drop a like. Thank you so much. Uh, yeah, I would try and save my wildcard as long as possible, but I'm not saying that using wildcard right now is a bad option. It might not be. This might be the best time to use the wildcard, because as I said, the long fixtures, right? These fixtures now, for if you get three Man City players, now look at until 22 game week 22, right? If you get three Man City assets, if you are using a wildcard, if you get three Man City assets, if you get maybe three Man United assets till game week 25, right? These kind of players, if you get them, I don't think you need to worry a lot. And Wilson's fixture is also getting better. Just in case you didn't know, it's getting better for him attacking wise. They're not the best defensive side, right? But still, Wilson here, and he is lethal, man. Come on, like he's very smart player. I do recognize the Wilson and Vardy. The attacking prowess that they have is too good enough for the Premier League. They know how to play. So I don't see a problem if you are wildcarding right now. And as I said, this might be the best time. And I might regret later in the future for not using my wildcard, right? As I said, this might be the most right time to use the wildcard. I don't know. I just don't know. But I don't want to, because I want to play kind of cautiously. And still, there are a lot of blank and double games coming up if the season goes on the way it is going on right now with all this COVID, right? So that is my thinking on saving my wildcard. But if you are desperate, right, do it. Why not? Why not? But again, just because you don't gain too much point, in just because you lose 30 points this game week, does not mean your season is over. You still have a lot of double game weeks, and you can use those wildcard and free hit in those time to recover the points. So just for a single game week, don't just ruin your entire season. That's what I'm entire strategy. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah. So where was I? What about Sterling? Yes, Sterling, I don't know. He has some kind of yellow sign, right? He has injury. Ankit, I'm not sure. He did not, I think he did not play in the midweek. I'm not really sure. But yeah, my team in Insta. Okay, I'll check Instagram. Okay, yeah, if you have your team to be kind of reviewed, please feel free to send it in the Instagram DM, right? The link is in the description, and the handle is also on the screen. So yeah, feel free to do that. So this is Ankit's. I think Ankit is also free hitting. This is what his team looks like. So yeah, let me just do this. I'm sorry, it is kind of taking a little bit of time, but yeah. Ankit, yeah. So this is what his team looks like. His free hit is active. So Yedlin or Yedlin, yeah. And if you are one of those Darlow owner, maybe Dubravka might also start. Like the Bruce did not, like the Newcastle manager did not like clarify who he's going to pick, right? But he's loving it that he has two good choices for the upcoming game. So yeah, Yedlin seems, I don't see a problem with Yedlin. Fine, it's fine against Sheffield, right? Aurier, Diaz, Fernandes, Son, De Bruyne, and Neto. Yeah, as I talked about this Neto, yeah, I think he could be a very good differential in this game, right? A lot of managers, as I see, is going for maybe Saka or Smith Rowe or maybe all those players, right? Arsenal assets, right? But what I think is Neto might be one of those, because since there's no Jimenez, it was Neto and Podence doing the bit. Now I don't know, but I think Podence has some kind of injury. He's not been starting. It just leaves with Neto. Now Neto might be, right? I'm not sure. Neto might be one of those players, a big differential. Like if you are not considering Saka, because everyone is considering Saka, and I don't know. I'm just not super convinced with Saka, I guess. So I don't have Saka in my team. So Neto might be. He's a good player. He might be one of the differential pick for this week. And Kane, Wilson. So captaining Kane. So yeah, bold one. It might work out. Why not? Now as of recent games that I have seen of Fulham, the approach of Fulham game has been quite attacking comparatively, right? Now I can't complain too much the way that Scotty Parker has kind of assembled his team, because although they play big teams, they do attack. They do like to attack. Now that might leave some open spaces for Son there, right? Kane there to, I don't know, have a good combination there. But still, according to the the latest injury news for Brighton, I feel like De Bruyne maybe he might do something. And De Bruyne was also rested in the midweek game. I'm probably sure about that. So yeah, he did not play full 90 minutes. He did play, but he did not play full 90 minutes. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, Kane might work out. Yeah, in my team also it's between De Bruyne and Kane, but I think I might just leave it on De Bruyne. Yeah, I might just do that. So I don't see a problem with this team. Now maybe I don't know the bench player Bogle. I'm sorry, I have no idea who he is. But Mitchell, maybe he will come on the pitch for if there is any kind of problem. But yeah, as long as Aurier, yeah, Doherty. Are you sure Aurier is gonna play? I'm not sure, right? Aurier, Leno, and as I said about Leno, right now I had a choice to make. Was now I think still I don't know. I still think Arsenal might concede. I don't know. Like as I said, Zaha was rested in the midweek. Townsend was rested in the midweek. I also I also could get Arsenal defender, right, but again I don't know. Maybe there's no clean sheet there. I don't know. This that is just my opinion, right? It has nothing to do with anyone's opinion. But I feel like maybe there is no clean sheet for Arsenal. But again, maybe there is, but I don't know. But still, comparatively, I don't know. I feel like they don't have that clean sheet there for this week. I just don't. I'm sorry, but yeah. Uh, yeah, the team looks fine to me though. Yeah, the team looks fine to me. I don't see a lot to complain about. Now, since there is not a lot of team, a lot of good fixtures this week, right? Like most of the managers' team will be similar. That's what I think. Most of the managers, right? Now, I saw a lot of managers with holding in their team. That was sent into my Instagram yesterday. So the problem with it is David Luiz is back. He played in the midweek game, but again, what the thing about holding is he was also rested in the midweek. So maybe that means holding was rested for the Premier League game. Anything can happen, and Gabriel is back, right? So there are options to choose from for Arteta, right? So let's hope holding does play, right? If he does, for that price, the fixture does not look that bad at all. So let's hope holding does play, but David Luiz is back. So he did play in the midweek game. So yeah, I'll get to the chat box now. Uh, okay, Mirza says Darlow Stones. Darlow, as I said, uh, let's hope Darlow is the first keeper. I think Darlow should be the first keeper as he has been doing brilliantly. But again, there is competition now. So, but I still feel Darlow should be the one starting there, right? But even if you can buy Darlow, I think you can buy Leno. So maybe try that out. It might work out, Mirza. Stones does not look bad, right? Let's hope Kyle Walker does not play as a centre back, I guess, Mirza. As long as I said, there are only two natural centre back options for Man City right now. It's Stones and Diaz, because everyone else, Ake looks like injured, Laporte injured, Garcia self-isolating. So there's only Stones and Diaz left as centre back options. But now it's Pep Guardiola; he can do anything. So yeah, let's hope he plays. Tierney not bad at all. Fernandez fine. KDB, Fernandez, Sterling, Saka, Rashford, Laka, and Wilson. What do you think I can improve? As I said, I hope Darlow plays, right? Stones might be a rotation risk. Now, why I'm saying this is now it was probably just an experiment that Guardiola did in the midweek game, because as I said, Kyle Walker was the centre back with Diaz. That was the centre back pairing. Now I'm probably sure it was just an experiment, right? But for this game week, I think Manchester City's backline should be right back should be Walker, left back should be Cancelo, and two centre backs should be Diaz and Stones. That is my prediction. Now, I'm not Pep Guardiola, but that is my prediction for the backline of Man City. So let's hope that is the one, and Stone plays, because I don't have a lot to complain about the team. Tierney, after that 18-point return, I can't say anything about Tierney either. So let's hope he gets forward as he did in that game. So let's hope he does not play as the back three, part of the back three like Cresswell or Kilman. That kind of kills his attacking prowess. So let's hope he does go forward. And Rashford, like yeah, not too much. I can now. I don't know if Sterling is fit enough. I don't have any kind of information. I did see some kind of injury risk with Sterling in the Premier League. I think it's still there. Let me just check. So yeah, Sterling might be still. You can't argue with players like Sterling. Now there's some kind of I have no idea what kind of injury this is. Right, 75% of playing. So I guess he does play. I guess there was nothing about Sterling. I did read that Man City article. So Aguero won't play this game week. So he was in contact with one of the person who had virus, so he has to self-isolate. So according to Guardiola, Aguero won't be playing this week. So that's what I read. So that means center forward, I think Ferran Torres is also injured. So that means who will be the center forward? Gabriel Jesus. Let me check Torres. Yeah, Torres is also not available, illness. So maybe that means Gabriel Jesus might be the center forward, I guess. I'm not really sure. Or maybe Sterling might be the center forward too. I'm sorry. We have seen that, we have seen Sterling play as a center forward. So maybe Foden might start. Anything can happen with that Man City side. But these are some news I just know about the Man City side. So yeah, Aguero will not play. He's not available. Laporte won't play, and yeah, maybe Gabriel Jesus or Sterling might be the center forward, I guess. So yeah, the team looks superb to me. If they all play, the team looks fine to me. I don't see a lot to I mean, complain about. So Meshal says, I took -4 to get in Cancelo and one Bisaka. Should I take another? No, don't take too much hit, Meshal. Don't take too much hit. Like, it's already now. One thing why I did not want to use my free hit this week was, now this week is like kind of just a survival kind of week, like I don't expect like 100 points, or I don't know, 99 points from this team. I don't because like there are only so few fixtures we can pick players from, right? And so limited amount of players that we can pick. Now if I use this free hit in a double game week, now I could expect some kind of 100 or I don't know 115 kind of points, right? But for this week I can't, but I had to use this free hit. What I'm trying to say is I could have used this free hit for a better point return. That's what I'm trying to say. So I did not want to use my free hit, but again I had to. So don't take too much hit. It is as long as your captainship does right, Meshal, I think you will be fine. So that's all I'm trying to say. Don't take too much hit. Don't take too much hit. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Because already you have only 6 or 7 players, and you take -8, -12. So I don't know. It looks more destructive than constructive to me. If you are taking too much hit this week with 7 or 6 players. So yeah, Mesha, don't take too much hit. As much as possible, don't do that. Uh, so Megazone says, thank you for joining in. Okay, Megazones, you guys are talking to each other. Okay, where was I? So MSK says, uh, I wouldn't I wouldn't trust Man United defense, bro. I can see Burnley scoring against us today. So yeah, that can happen. But again, like Burnley's Wood is one of those players. Now I was checking those expected goals, right? And Wood is not that far away when it comes to the last 3 games and the expected goals. Lacazette is on top, as I said, right? But still, I don't know. Maybe there's a clean sheet. They can be sloppy at times. Yeah, Man United are not the most best defensive side, but still. Now I'll just read you the number players list, right? The expected goals. Now number 1 is Alexander Lacazette. Second is Watkins. He's not playing. Third is Bruno Fernandes, and fourth is Chris Wood. So you can see, like, Chris Wood, maybe Chris Wood will score. He can be a good differential. Maybe Chris Wood might score. Like, he's above Aubameyang. He's above even De Bruyne for last 3 games. So maybe Chris Wood might score. We never know, right? But still, they have been horrible going forward. So that's all I have to say for now. Now it's just one game week. Now we'll have to take that chance. Anyone can score against anyone now, but still, I think Wan Bissaka, maybe there is a clean sheet. Now I compared, I think there is a better chance that Man United maybe keeps a clean sheet against Burnley than Arsenal against Palace, because Palace, as I said, is not the worst team in the Premier League. Yeah, their recent performance had not been that good, right? But still, they are not the worst team. Come on. Like, so Zaha can pull up anything, anytime, right? These players can do something. So yeah, that's what I think. Uh, Now where were the other questions? Uh, so mm, okay. Let me get. Is my internet all right? Because I just saw some kind of buffering there. So yeah. So if there's any kind of problem, do let me know in the chat box. Uh, so James says hi. James, thanks so much for joining in. So Mirza says, is Sterling out so I can bring in Son, or do I leave Sterling in there or change Saka for Gundogan or Foden? Yeah, Gundogan is one of those players that kind of looked nailed on, right? Because until this midweek game, he had been starting all the games, right? All the recent games, not all of them, but still in the midweek, I think he was rested. Now Gundogan, maybe he will play. And about Sterling, I don't know what kind of injury he has, but again, I'll always go for De Bruyne over Sterling. So if you have De Bruyne, just go for De Bruyne. Don't go for Sterling. But again, De Bruyne and Sterling against Brighton sounds too good to me. So I have no idea if Sterling is nailed on or not because of his injury. But still, Gundogan might be one of those players. Might be. Even if you are using a wild card, maybe for game week 18 and 19, maybe it might work out, right? But still, what I personally think is, just go for the nailed on players. You never know with Guardiola. So I wouldn't want a lot of money in the bench. Now, if you buy Sterling and he does not play, like, come on, like, that's going to be waste of money. So yeah, I think just go with De Bruyne, Mirza. That's what I would do. So MSK says we'll probably concede first and then score 2 or 3. Yeah, but yeah, as I said, Man United not the best defensive side, but I think we have to work with what we have right now. Now, if you look at that, maybe Newcastle might keep a clean sheet against Sheffield. Man United against Burnley, maybe. maybe Wolves will keep a clean sheet if I get Cody in. Now, Man City against Brighton, maybe there is a clean sheet, considering how many players are injured for Brighton. Spurs against Fulham, maybe there is a clean sheet for Spurs. Maybe Arsenal has a clean sheet here. So that is all I can work with right now. Now, let me just. Now, yeah, and I think if I could afford Tierney, I think I would have gone for Tierney instead of Wan Bissaka or any of those, because I don't know. It does look like Tierney is a good option. Like if he does keep a clean sheet, maybe there's an attacking return too. So like, yeah, Tierney is not that bad of an option if you are going for Arsenal asset, right? So yeah, where was I though? So Ina says, where's Salah? So Salah has a blank game week this week, so he won't be playing. So maybe next week. Yeah, Salah is in my team though. So I do have Salah in my team for now, but maybe not. I mean, for game week 19, I will have him in my team. So Ankit says, okay, then going with KDB, Doherty red card. Yeah, I did think Doherty had a red card, but still, there's no sign of suspension or anything with Doherty. Yeah, I did see him. Was it in the midweek game, in the cup game or something? Like I did. Yeah, there's no red card or anything. I thought that Doherty got a red card. I don't know what happened with that. Uh, I don't know. So still looking for a perfect team, even if the perfect team does not exist. Yeah, exactly. You can never tell with the Premier League, not just Premier League, with football. So I think, as I said, this is what I will be working with. I don't know. As I said, Wilson, let's hope he does play. I do think he will start. So maybe Joe Linton, Andy Carroll, there are those options, but still, I do think Wilson will be the one. I am kind of worried about that, but still, I hope he plays, and he's on penalties. So yeah, I can't complain. So James says it would decent. As I said, now James, for last three games, the expected goal for Woods is he's on number 4 when it comes to the expected goals, list. So maybe Wood might be a good differential, maybe. And also he has double game week. If you are using a wild card, he has a double game week in game week 19. Maybe not the best fixture right now. Let me just show you Woods. This is what it looks like. So these are the fixtures for Wood, right? Now, these are not the best against West Ham. Maybe there's something there. Liverpool, I don't see a lot here, but still, they do play. He does play 2 games. So that still gives you a better chance of returning some better point. If he does not return you something here, maybe there's something here. And if there's anything coming for that Burnley side, it does look like from Wood. So yeah, I don't think Wood is the worst option, right? Maybe it might work out, but still, the fixtures don't favor them. But still, if there's something coming for Burnley, it does look like from its Wood, right? So yeah, maybe Wood might be a good differential pick. So Rahul says Gundogan is a good differential, plus he's in good form. Yeah. As I said, now midweek he did not play, but again, for the past few games now, let me just show you Gundogan. If you are using a wild card, maybe do it. Why not? Even if you are doing a free hit, maybe do it. Now look at his minutes. For these past few games, he has been playing a lot of minutes. So I don't think Gundogan is worse. Now even if you are using a wild card, now these fixtures are not that bad, and he's not that expensive. Just in case he's just on the bench, right? I think it's fine. It's fine for that kind of 5.4. His point return has been decent. So maybe look at this: 10, 11, 9 for that kind of price range for 5.4. So yeah, so maybe Gundogan might be one of them, considering that there is no Aguero and these kind of players. But still, I do worry that there is other option that can play for instead of Gundogan, because there's Fernandinho, there's Rodri there's these kind of players. So like Gundogan might easily be replaced by them. But still, what I think is Gundogan is a good option if you don't have enough money to buy other players. So yeah, and yeah, please do subscribe if you are new and drop a like. Thank you so much. Sushant says, hi bro, is Mick Goldrick a good shout for this week? I think he is injured. Let me just check. I think Mick Burney or Mick Goldrick, one of them is injured, I guess. Yeah, McBurney is injured. So yeah, maybe McBurney is injured. I always get confused between them. So McGoldrick is fine. So it might be McGoldrick and Brewster who might start there. I'm not sure. Maybe Burke, not sure. Not paying a lot of attention to them since they don't score a lot, right? So yeah, McGoldrick. Will Newcastle defense is not the best one, but still. McGoldrick, maybe a differential, yeah, for this week. maybe it might work out. I won't say anything because I do remember he did score against Man United, but it was kind of I think he scored twice, I guess. So maybe he's kind of like Wood, Maybe it might work out. A good punt, maybe. Why not? Newcastle are not the best defensive side, They can concede. So Sushant, I wouldn't call you crazy if you went for him. Maybe it might work out. McGoldrick, yeah, maybe. So uh Sagnik says, Sagnik, thanks so much for joining in. So wildcard is active. Ariola, Cancelo, Wan Bisaka. So yeah, if you are one of those using, I'll show you the, I'll show you James's wildcard draft. He has just sent in the message of the wildcard draft. I'll show you there. So yeah, if you are using a wildcard, you might get some idea from that too. So yeah, wildcard for Sagnik is Ariola, Cancelo, Wan Bisaka, Diaz, Dyer, KDB, Rashford, Bruno, Son, Saka, Wilson. Is it good to go? Or should I compromise Diaz and Wilson for Stones and Keane? You can do that. Do it. Why not? I think that's a big improvement. Or should I compromise Diaz and Wilson for Stones and Keane? Keane. Yeah, yeah. I think you should do that. Stones. I think Stones will play Sagnik. Now, if Stones does not play this week, I'm sorry, I can't do anything about it. But if he does play, I think Stones and Keane compared to Diaz and Wilson, I think like Kane has upper hand there. His own penalties, right? Fulham at home. I think you should do that. Yeah, Stones and Kane. It does not look bad. Now, if Stones does not play, I'm sorry, but still, if Stones does play, I think that is a big improvement in my opinion. So yeah, this is the wild card for James. So yeah, Sagnik, maybe anyone who's wild carding, right? Maybe you can get some idea from here. So this was his wild card team. Now the problem with this team was what I found out was now he only has 10 player for game week 18. This was his latest draft. Maybe he will make some changes. He's still working on it, right? But this is one of his wildcard drafts. So Sagnik, yeah, maybe you can take some idea from here too. Now he is also preparing for the double game week, right? For game week 19. So this is the game week 18 and 19 kind of draft he's working on. So yeah, one thing he kind of stressed was he needed at least one West Ham defender. So he has Kufal there for game week 19. He does feel like that. West Ham defense is the way to go. So yeah, there's Kufal there, De Gea for this week, and between De Gea and Pope, I think De Gea should be the one you should be going for. So that's what I personally think. That's just my opinion, though, right? And Fernandez, Son, Antonio, and yeah, let's hope Antonio does not get like I don't know injured or anything. Like he's like a ticking time bomb. We don't know that like a lot of injuries, but he still played full 90 minutes, I guess. So no problem with Antonio, I guess. If he does play for next game week, this is what I'm talking about, right? Or you can play around with Rodrigo or these kind of players there for Antonio or Wood, right? There's a lot of option for the second game week 19. Rodrigo also not that bad of an option, although he does not play full 90 minutes. If he does play, but again, what if Southampton and Leeds get cancelled? Oh God, there's so many things to think about. So yeah, this is one of the wildcard draft I got. So if you are using wildcard 2, maybe this might help you. So yeah. Okay, now I'll get to other questions. So Glenn B says, same bro, I had no other choice other than using free hit chip. I had only 3 starting players. Exactly, me too, bro. Yeah, Glenn, I also had only 3 players that started, so I had to use my free hit. I did not want to. Because this week does not look like the most ideal team to use the free hit chip. Like I just don't see a lot of point return, but just okay-ish kind of. Just so that you don't fall below average. That is the reason I use my free hit this week. So yeah, did not want to use. I'm not super thrilled about using my free hit, but I had to. So yeah. So Exot says, I'm on wildcard. Should I keep Regulon or get AWP? Keeping Regulon would not be that, but still AWP plays 2 games, right, in game week 19. Again, Burnley this week, Fulham. So yeah, I don't think. Yeah, and Regulon, I think he's not been playing full 90 minutes. I think Davis did start. Let me check already. Regulon, he's not playing full 90, right? Yeah, he's not been playing full 90. Partial, but again in the midweek game I think Regulon was benched. I'm not very sure, let me just check, but still yeah, I think Regulon to Wan Bissaka does look like a good one, because considering now Regulon, yes, Regulon can keep a clean sheet against Sheffield in 19, but again Wan Bissaka also has one easy game I think in 19, right? Yeah, Fulham. Yeah, do Wan Bissaka. I think I would do Wan Bissaka. Yes, James, it will save you some money also, so why not? Yeah, do that Exot, I'd do that. Yeah, Regulon to AWB does look like an advantage, right move to me. Do that. I don't think it's a big problem. James says, I don't know if I should get Wood and have 11 players or Antonio and has better double gaming player. But again, as I said, Antonio, I don't know, he just looks like a risk to me if he gets injured. If he does play, he's a tank. Like, come on. Like, physically, that guy can be tamed. Now, it's all about the injury risk, right? Antonio, I'm not saying he's a bad option, right? Like if when he does play now, Holler moving away, when he does play, I do think Antonio is a very good player, but he kind of gets injured a lot. So maybe, yeah, if you don't want Antonio, maybe Rodrigo would. These are the options for you, James. So maybe play around with that too. I think, James. Yeah, Antonio not that bad option. I'm not saying he's a bad option, but still, we do know his injury issues. So yeah. Are the Leeds double week on? Not sure yet. As of now, Sagnik, there's nothing official about the Southampton and you know Leeds game postponement or anything. There's no news about it for now. The double is on. Now I don't know what will happen after this week is over. So yeah, for now the double is on. Sagni. Mirza says, okay, De Gea, Stones, Cancelo, Dyer, Tierney, KDB, Bruno, Sonsa, Rashford, Laka, Wilson. What do you think? Yeah, the team looks good to me. Yeah, let's hope Tierney keeps a clean sheet, right? And also he does have a good attacking return too. So yeah, no problem with that. Yeah, I do think this is a good one. De Gea, Stones, Cancelo. Yeah, let's hope Stones plays. I think like they don't have a lot of options. Like, but again, like Pep Guardiola can play Mendy in the left and Walker in the right. So where does that leave Cancelo? But still, if he was to, if Pep Guardiola was to put on the best defensive side for his lineup, for this week, I think it should be left should be Cancelo, right should be Walker, in the middle it should be Diaz and Stones. That is my prediction. So let's see what happens, Mirza. But yeah, the team looks good to me. So James says, uh, oh yeah, okay. Mirza says, is it better to play 4-5-1 Kane or two forwards with Laka and Wilson? Now, the only reason I have Laka is because of the XG, right, Mirza? Now, I don't know. Like, let's hope he does play, right? When he does play, I think he looks good, right? So that is the reason I have Laka and Wilson and Kane there. And another reason I also have Wilson and Kane there is because both of them are on penalties, Mirza. So I don't see a lot of problem there. Now, formation does not matter. You can play with three defenders. You can play with four defenders as long as they return. I don't think formation is the biggest thing. You might as well play with five defenders. There's no problem with that, right? So, but for now, I think Kane or two forwards, Laka. Well, Kane looks good though. Laka and Wilson. I'd want to have all three of them, to be honest, Mirza. Yeah, that is one of the reason I think I have all three of them in my forward line. As you can see, right, I have Laka, Kane, and Wilson, all of them in my team. So yeah, I think I would have all three of them. Yeah, all three of them. So Mirza said, or Rashford out and bring in Kane and play three forwards. Yeah, I think personally, go for three forwards. I guess maybe Rashford is not that bad, but still, if you can remove Rashford and get Wilson and Kane, who both are on penalties and have good fixtures, why not do that? Maybe. I think now, Mirza, it might work out. Yeah, remove Rashford and have Wilson who takes penalties, Kane who takes penalties, Lacazette on the highest when it comes to XG. So I think you are sacrificing very less for good return. So yeah, Mirza, I think I would do that. Uh, so Yusuf says, what do you think about Jesus? I think he's a good one. Now, but again, as I said, I think he's the only one, right, who should be starting in the center forward this week. What do you think? Is there any other option? Because Torres is out, Aguero is not playing, so he's self-isolating. Is there any kind of sign on Aguero? But again, in this, he looks fit. There's nothing about Aguero, but according to what I read, Aguero won't feature this week. I don't know. I don't know what to make out of that, but yeah, that's what I read. So if Aguero is not there, I think Jesus is the only natural center forward left. Or Delap, I don't think so. So that is the thing about the Man City team. Is there any other player playing for center forward? If you know, please let me know in the chat box if there's any news about Aguero. But according to what I read, I think Aguero won't be available this week. I don't know. There's nothing there. So yeah. James says, I'm going to go for Wood. I think at least he plays 3 games. Yeah. As I've always said, like I'll always go for players who plays 2 games rather than one, because like there's the double chance of point return, right? Now I don't know if he'll return or not, but still there is a double chance. So yeah, James, maybe it will work out. I don't think that's the worst selection you have made. I think it will be fine. Would maybe Rodrigo, as I said, if again now if there is no double game week in game week 19 for Leeds, now I think it becomes kind of pointless, right? So yeah, maybe James, it might work out. So Exhort says, should I get Wilson or Neto on my wild card? Wilson. Yeah, I'd go Wilson. Exhort, because Wilson's fixes are getting better. If you can afford Wilson, I think I would go for Wilson. He's on penalties, Wilson on penalties, Neto not on penalties, right? And the fixtures are also getting good for the Newcastle side in upcoming days. So between Neto and Wilson, yeah, just because of that penalty duty, also I think I'd lean towards Wilson. And again, look at the fixtures; they are not that bad. So yeah, I think going for Wilson would be a better choice. Yeah, yeah, I'd go for a Wilson exhort. So James says Holding and Saka or Dyer and Smith Rowe. Holding and Saka or Dyer and Smith Rowe. I think I'd go for Dyer and Smith Rowe. I do think that Holding will be the starting centre back this week. I personally do think that, right, James? Although Luis is back and although Gabriel will be back, I guess, I do think Holding will start the game. Saka not that bad, but still. But yeah, Dyer and Smith Rowe seems fine to me. I think that is the one. Yeah, that is also my selection. Dyer and Smith Rowe. Yeah, just go with Dyer and Smith Rowe. I do think Dyer is more nailed on than Holding is. Maybe a little expensive. One thing I do hate about my team is about the center backs, right? I don't like too many center backs, but still. Cancelo now. Cancelo, if Cancelo gets rotated, I could like easily go for Diaz. Like they are of same price now, right? So maybe this might work out. I don't see a lot of problem with this. Now another, yeah, one thing I was kind of talking about was if you don't like Lacazette as an option, right? What you could do is remove Lacazette, and maybe what I was doing was remove Burke, I guess. Uh, I was looking for the players that could take penalties, right? Maybe if I are one of those who want to take punt and maybe go for players like Sigurdsson, they are not the go-to players, right? But they are on penalties and set pieces, and Milivojevic. Now I was looking at the time period they were playing, right? Maybe something like this. It still leaves you 4.6, and maybe you if you get players like Davies, right? Still a lot of money to play around with, but still Milivojevic, Sigurdsson, these are not go-to players. These are huge risk, right? But again, they are on set pieces, they are on penalties, right? Now if you just look at this, Wilson, Kane, Fernandes, De Bruyne, Sigurdsson, Milivojevic, all of them on penalties. Now there is a potential point return if a player is on penalty, right? So I don't see a lot of problem there. I just don't see a lot of problem. If you want to play around, like there's no wrong answer. Like not everyone has to pick same players. Not everyone has to follow the same strategies, right? So that's what I personally think. Now, if you want to go for Killman or that kind of player also for the bench, right? Now, if you might want to have some cheap goalkeeper backup just in case you think your first keeper won't play, maybe do that. But I personally like to play around with money in the first 11. So this is what it looks like for now. And I think this will be my final team. I probably think I won't make too many changes. All I'm trying to do is not overthink, right? This on paper and with analysis does looks like it does look like there's certain point return here. Looking at the defense also. Now Man United can be hot and cold, but still Burnley are not the best attacking side. So maybe there's a clean sheet there. I don't think De Gea will be rotated a lot, right? Maybe not with Henderson. Let's hope not with Henderson this week, right? Because Henderson did play in the midweek. And yeah, Stones, let's hope he does not get rotated either. And Son, can't complain there. Fernandes, fine. Now, one thing I want to talk about was how would I want to approach Game Week 19. Now, one of the reason also I did not want to use my free hit was I had free 2 transfers this week. I had 2 free transfer and I lost that because I had to use my free hit. Now, if the Villa and Spurs game that would not, if that was on and it had not been cancelled, I think I would have a very good strategy going into Game Week 19, because that is what I have been preparing for so long, the double game week 19, right? But now again, Southampton versus Leeds might be cancelled, right? That might happen, and we don't know about how many games that Grealish and Martinez has. Now these kind of things are kind of messing up with my plan, and I don't even know what to plan for anymore. So that is one thing happening right now for me, right? But still, let's hope that Southampton and Leeds do play, right, double game week, and I still have a very decent team. Now next game week, as I said, Taylor, let's see what happens with him. If he returns this week or next week, let's see what happens. If not, I can easily change Taylor to Diaz. I can bench boost now. One thing was my plan for game week 19 that I had shared with everyone was that I would want to free hit in 18 and bench boost in 19. That was my plan, right? But now, since all the double game weeks are being taken away, I don't think I'd want to bench boost. I'll keep it for the future when I use my wild card. So next game week, I'm not using any chip. So yeah, I'm pretty sure about that. So next week, maybe I'll get De Bruyne in or maybe Diaz in. At least one Man City asset. That is my main plan for next week. So let's see what changes next week, right? There can be injuries and COVID infections, but for now, all I know is I want at least one Man City asset for next week. So that is what I'm working with. Uh, so where was I? Ram Cordell says, Leno, Johnston, Diaz, Cancelo. Yeah, Ram Cordell is also one of them. I think using wildcard this week, so this might help you out. Leno, Johnston, Diaz, Cancelo, Robertson, Yedlin, Wan Bissaka, Son, De Bruyne, Rashford, Saka, Suchek, Wilson, Bamford, Ings. Ings might be one of those good differential for next week, right? Let me check his fixtures. Now, I did see Ings for. Now, you can also bring Ings next week, or maybe you have this, because I'm pretty sure if you don't have Salah this week in your team, now, yeah, this is one of the things I was talking about with him, is he did not have Salah this week, and also maybe he might have to play without Salah in the double game week, in game week 19. Now, Salah, I'm probably sure will be not everyone's, but most of their captain choices, Salah, right? Salah, De Bruyne, these will be a very good pick of captainship choice for game week 19. So not having Salah might hurt you. That is one of the things I was talking about with him. And the thing is, Ings, the fixtures for game week 19 against Leeds, against Leicester, I think these are not bad fixtures attacking wise. Now defensive wise, maybe this is problematic, right? But attacking wise, I don't see a problem here. I do think this is a very fine fixture for Ings, and on penalties, right, I can't complain too much. So yeah, Ings might be one of the good differential, only 6.1 selected. So yeah, maybe he might be a good choice. So yeah, maybe I don't know for a longer term, but for those two games, maybe yes. He is injury prone, so yeah. uh so Bamford, Ings. Now again, if what if Bamford does not play, but again, what if he does not play in double game week? You know that you have to take that into consideration. What if Ings does not play double game week? De Bruyne, Rashford. I don't know. I just don't know what to think anymore. I wouldn't. All this uncertainty is one of the reason I did not want to use my wild card. I want to keep it. I want to know if my players are playing next week or not after I bring them in this week. I just don't know. So for game week 19, Wilson to Antonio and Yedlin to Kufal for -4. Wilson for that week, it does look good. For a longer term, I wouldn't want to remove Wilson though. If I have Wilson this week, I think I'll just keep him there. So that's what I think, Ram. Because now for game week 19, Wilson to Antonio is an improvement, and Yedlin to Kufal is definite improvement, right? I do think that there's a good point return there in my opinion. But again, for after game week 19, Antonio. Antonio also does not have that bad run of fixture, I guess, because I do have Cresswell in my team, so I do know that they have reasonable fixture, not the worst one. Game week 19-20, Crystal Palace, Aston Villa, Fulham, yeah, not that bad fixture, so Antonio might work out, but Antonio not on penalties, right? Wilson is on penalties, so yeah, maybe that might work out. Maybe that might work out. So Antonio, yeah, it does not sound bad. Yeah, maybe do that. But again, Wilson also does not have that bad game week. And would you want to get Wilson back again? I don't know. So yeah, Wilson to Antonio does not look that bad to me, and Yedlin to Kufal. Yeah, it might work out. Yeah. James says, do you think Suchek or Rafinha is better? So I talked about Suchek and Rafinha in one of my streams, and now I also one of those when I knew that Leeds had two games, I was kind of tempted to go for Rafinha, right? Because of his price point and the way that he attacks, right? Come on, like Rafinha is way more attacking than Suchek is. If you compare the stats, like Suchek is nowhere near to the chances created, the crosses and all this stuff compared to Rafinha. Suchek is nowhere there. But again, the goals are more for Suchek. But Rafinha has played less game than Suchek, so that is the reason Rafinha has less goals, but he does have still more assists, I guess. So Rafinha is hands down the best option if you look at the stats and the way that they play, right? But again, Suchek, I don't know how he's scoring, but like he has been popping here and there and scoring headers. I don't know, he's just getting the goals, right? So that is what matters in FPL. So I don't think both of them are bad options, James, but I think according to stats, Rafinha should be the one you should go for according to the stats, James. But again, Suchek is guaranteed 2 game weeks next in game week 19, right, James? Now it's not the same for Rafinha, so I think we'll have to wait, I guess. But still, I don't. I would go for Rafinha between Suchek and Rafinha. If I could afford Rafinha, I think I would go for Rafinha. So that is my opinion on that. So yeah. So yeah, as I said, I think the questions are over. Is it done? it's if the questions are done, I don't think I need a lot to talk about, right? Because as I said, this is my team. I don't think I'll play a lot around with him. Wilson is one of my worries, right? Since he has not been playing a lot recently because of his injury, I might I can play around with Wilson and maybe I don't know Stones, right? I'm also not a big fan of Stones, as I said, because of his you know rotation on all that stuff. But again, TNA is one of the players that does kind of I don't know. It's tempting to get TNA there, but again, do I want and I feel like Arsenal should concede. I don't know. They will. Zaha benched and Townsend benched. I do feel like personally, Zaha and Townsend might be maybe there's something there for them. So Mitchell again. What I as I said, Sigurdsson and Milivojevic, those two players where I was kind of playing around with. Now I could get Maguire, but Maguire I could if you compare Maguire and Tierney for same price, Maguire will play. Although he's on 4 yellow cards, he will play, right? So, but still, Tierney does have that attacking threat. But again, if I compare the attacking prowess of Crystal Palace and Burnley, I do think Crystal Palace are a better attacking side than Burnley are. So that is one of the reason I have one Bisaka rather than Tierney there. So I could play around with my, I could change De Gea to Leno and maybe save some money to change around. But still, if Stones does play, I don't want to play around because if Stones does play, I think he's a better asset than Tierney for this week. That's what I personally think. So I think there's better chance. Now, the thing is, Ederson also is back in the team sheet. He did not play in the midweek. He was in the team sheet though. So I think Ederson will be the first goalkeeper for this week. That's what I personally think, right? So maybe Ederson might also be one of those differential pick, right? So there's no one more nailed on than Ederson in that Man City team when he's fit. So yeah, maybe Ederson might work out. So James says I'll probably pick Suchek, and as he is safer, and I want to have people who definitely will play. Yeah, Suchek. Yeah, I think Suchek looks fine to me because he has double game week in game week 19, which is guaranteed, and he has been getting some goals, right? So maybe he will do it again. I don't know, but still, it's kind of unlikely, But still, he is getting a goal, so can't complain too much, I guess. Suchek is a good option. I don't think that's bad, and he does play two games, right? So James, maybe go for Suchek. I don't think there's a problem. But still, according to stats, Rafinha is good. So George says, who should I captain? KDB, Son, Kane, or Bruno? So I wouldn't captain Son because he's not on penalties. So it's between KDB, Kane, or Bruno. Now, my captain is now. Let me just show you my team. So this is what it looks like. So yeah, this is what my team looks like. So my captain is De Bruyne. Now, until last night, my captain choices was Kane and De Bruyne between them. Now, as I said, Fulham are on paper very good team to play against, right? But again, the playoff approach that Fulham has is not that bad. Like they do attack, they do like to attack. So maybe it's not as easy as you think, like playing against Fulham, right? So, but again, Kane is on penalty. If anything happens for that team, it's Kane and Son. Like it is their partnership, right? They'll get you something there, George. So that is one of the things between the Spurs team. It's Kane or Son that will deliver you points. But now when it comes to Man City, it could be Gundogan, it could be Sterling, it could be Foden, it could be Mahrez, it could be De Bruyne. Anyone. The point is kind of distributed when it comes to Man City side. That is one thing I do worry about while captaining De Bruyne. De Bruyne might have the best game, right? Best game of his career and still not return you anything, because he was just part of the build-up and not actually scoring or assisting. That can happen with De Bruyne because the team is that good for Man City. But again, if Son and Kane don't perform, I think Spurs will struggle. So if you are captaining Kane, I don't see a problem there. Do it. I see no problem whatsoever. Captain Kane, because Kane was also one of the options for my team personally. But still, I personally think I'll go with De Bruyne because of the Brighton injuries. Welbeck is out, Lamptey is out, Connolly is out, Lalana is out. There's just too many players that are out for the Brighton team, and those are important players. So maybe that is one of the reason. I think De Bruyne should exploit that and maybe have something there for us. Let's hope it does return good points for us. So yeah. Sagnik says, uh, okay. James says, firstly, go for Wood and go for Wood and Tierney. Now Now one thing is, now if I go for Wood, now it will be pointless if I had uh, Wood and Wan Bissaka and De Gea in my defense. Now I don't know what kind of selection is that. I need to pick one side. Now my side is, I think Manchester United will keep a clean sheet. Now if I get Wood here, there's, I think the selection will contradict itself. If I have Wood here, why would I want Wan Bissaka and De Gea in my team? Like it does not make sense. Now I have to pick if Wood will score or if De Gea and Wan Bissaka will keep a clean sheet. So I think De Gea and Wan Bissaka should keep a clean sheet. So yeah, that is my reasoning for why I have Wan Bissaka and De Gea rather than Wood. So James, Tierney not that bad as I said, right? But still, I don't know. Comparing to the Dyer, Dyer might be can be improved to Tierney, but what I'm trying to say is, now if uh I compare Dyer's opponent and Tierney's opponent, I personally think Palace are better attacking side than Fulham are. So I think there's something, maybe there's something for Palace. I don't know, maybe. Arsenal have not been the worst defensive side either, right? Even though they don't score a lot, they have not been conceding too much either. So maybe there's a clean sheet for Arsenal. I don't know, but still, Crystal Palace, I don't think they are the worst side, although they are having a rough patch right now. So yeah. If you want to go for Tierney, Holding, Bellerin, go for them. Leno, go for them. No problem with that. They might easily keep a clean sheet. But I personally think Burnley are a bad attacking side. That is why I have Man United defenders. So where was I? Uh, we can we can both have Wood and he will get 20 points. I don't know about that. Let's hope it does for the owners, right? But still, I don't know if Wood will return you 20 points. The way they are playing, I don't think that is gonna happen. But yeah, James. Sangli says, whom do you think will concede? Spurs or Arsenal? I think it should be Arsenal that will concede. Sangnik, yeah. As I said, Zaha rested, Townsend rested in the midweek, yeah. And I still think, compared to Fulham and the Crystal Palace side, Crystal Palace are better attacking side than Fulham are. So, in my opinion, uh, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. If you ask me, I think Arsenal will be the one that will concede. So that is one of the thing. Uh, okay. Tonme says Sterling is fit and Cancelo chance of playing is 50-50. I would recommend Sterling instead of De Bruyne. I would recommend Sterling instead of De Bruyne because Bissouma is out and Brighton's midfield is going to be exposed. Yeah, one of the now I did not know about Cancelo news. Now why is Cancelo out? Let me just check already then, because this no, there was nothing wrong with Cancelo as of when I was reading new on a wild card. I don't think there's any problem with Cancelo. I guess is there anything about Cancelo? Please let me know in the chat box. Because when I was playing around with the team, I did also read the article from here actually. From here I read the article for Man City and there was nothing about Cancelo. There was nothing about Cancelo. So I don't know if there's a problem with Cancelo because if he's fit, I think he will play because the way that he has been nailed on and what Pep Guardiola has said in the conference is he will, no matter what team he's facing, he'll put the strongest lineup always. So I feel like if you want the strongest lineup, I do think that Cancelo should be there in the left back position. You can't just drop the player who has been playing these minutes, right? So, but again, it's Pep Guardiola. You can't say anything with him. So yeah, I could do, as I said, I could easily change Cancelo to Diaz because there's no way Diaz is going to be rotated. They are of same money, right? I could do this. Like this won't cost me any money, no hit, nothing. So I could do this. I could just easily bring Diaz. But again, do I want two center backs? So that is the problem. I do know the risk of having Stones and Cancelo. I do know the rotation risk. Like Mendy can easily be the left back, right? So yeah, I do know the risk, but still, I think I'd go for Cancelo rather than Diaz because of the attacking prowess of the Cancelo, right? So Tonne, right? Uh, Ankit said double Man United defense. Are you sure? So I have to be sure. Now there's no other options. No other. If not Man United defenders, I'll have to go for Arsenal defender, I guess, or maybe Newcastle defenders. But again, do I need any money now? What I could do is maybe not have Wan Bissaka because he's not the best attacking fullback because he's not. He's just not. The stats are so underwhelming for Wan Bissaka, right? So he's not. Even if I don't have Wan Bissaka for this week, it's fine. Maybe I'll get someone like Yedlin or something, and I still have some money. Where do I want to use that 1 million? Where should I use that? Should I get I don't know, maybe remove Stones. Maybe I could get Ederson, right? He will. I'm probably sure Ederson will play this week. Maybe a good differential 5.3. So if I get Yedlin, I get 5.3. So that means I'll have to get one Bisaka because I can't get Tierney. It should be one Bisaka again, all over again. It should be one Bisaka or Bellerin. So I think I'll go for one Bisaka. Yedlin, now will Yedlin keep a clean sheet? Maybe Yedlin can keep a clean sheet. It's not the worst, right? And again, looking at the competition they have in the Newcastle side for the goalkeepers, they want to prove that they can keep a clean sheet, right? They would want to have a good performance. So that might happen, right? Because I can do this. I could do something like this. But I think Stones will be the center forward. I do think that. Now, one thing I could do is maybe get Diaz here, right? Yedlin. There's no attacking return from Yedlin. I'm pretty sure about that. But again, but there might be a clean sheet. I mean I could do something like this, right? I could get one Bisaka. Ederson. I think it was better before, in my opinion. What else could I do? I think it's better. Yedlin. I don't know, cause I don't know. Now, what I'm basically doing here is changing De Gea to Ederson, because now it's goalkeeper. Come on, I don't have to spend 6 million on a goalkeeper, right? There's one point, and another thing is what I'm doing is now degrading Stones to Yedlin. So I don't know. It just looks more of a downgrade than upgrade to me. So I don't know. I don't. I think the team was fine. The team was fine when I had what I had. I don't know. This does look fine to me. Yeah. I know everyone's concern is Man United defense here, because most of the chat that I read here is about the Man United defense. They can be hot and cold. We have seen them make mistakes, right? And yeah, I mean, Maguire will be there, but still, uh, I don't have any teams to choose from. So that is the reason I have Man United defense. I want to make my defense better, right? I want to. Now, I can't. I just can't. I just don't see any way I can make it better. Now I could get maybe Regulon there, but again, Davis. What if Davis starts instead of Regulon? I could play Shores Oria there, but what if Doherty starts? So these are the kind of worries that I have, right? So I think I have one Bisaka there instead of Tierney or Bellerin because of, as I said, not how good Man United can be as a defensive side. The reason I have Wan Bissaka and De Gea there is because I think Burnley are not as good opponents, as good attackers like Crystal Palace. So that is the reason I have Burnley. I mean, I have Man United defense. Because if you ask me, if Burnley is going to score goal or Crystal Palace, I think Zaha has more chance of scoring, or or this Ayu or Townsend or all these players has more chance of scoring than Chris would, right? I don't even know who the other attackers are there. So yeah, that is one of the reason I have Man United players. That is my verdict for why I have two Man United defenders. So yeah, Wan Bissaka not the best attacker though. Super boring stats, super boring stats. I was like super confused by what I saw when I compared Maguire and Wan Bissaka. The number of shots that Maguire has is like out of this world. I couldn't believe that a center back could have that amount of shots, right? And compared to Wan Bissaka, like come on, like so yeah, Wan Bissaka very underwhelming stats for a right back. So Anish says Maguire or Tierney. Now as I said, Tierney, maybe there is a clean sheet against Crystal Palace, right? Anish, maybe there is one. If you think Tierney can keep a clean sheet, now everyone's opinion is different. If you think Tierney can keep a clean sheet, I think I would go for Tierney, because they are both of them are same price, right? Maguire 5.4, Tierney 5.4. But the thing is, Tierney is a fullback and he can get you some returns, and Maguire also. Now, as I said, although he's on 4 yellow cards, I'm sorry, although he's on 4 yellow cards, according to Ole, Maguire will start this week. So he has said that. I think there's not too many options he can play around with in the center back, I guess. So yeah, I would go for Tierney between Maguire and Tierney, in my opinion, Onish. Yeah, and yeah, everyone, if you are new, please subscribe to the channel, right? That will help a lot. And thank you for 1.5k subscriber that I just got recently. And yeah, please drop a like if it's helping. Thank you so much. So honestly, I would go for Tierney. That's what I think. So Tonme says Cancelo is not out, but Walker is back and Mendy is also available. Yeah, Mendy was always available. I don't think there was any problem with Mendy, but I don't know why he was not starting. Right? Mendy did play in the midweek game. I am aware about that, Tonme. Right? And I don't think Mendy was injured or anything for last few games. I'm sorry if he was available or injured or anything. I'm sorry, but I think although there was Mendy, uh, Cancel was getting his chances. So as I said, this is just my prediction, right? Now, as I said, you can easily go for Diaz, instead of Cancelo, but I don't know if I want to send center backs there. And as I said, now it can easily be Cancelo in the left and Walker in the right, right? That can happen, right? Tonme, I'm not sure. I'm not saying it will happen. It might happen though. So yeah, Cancelo is my worry too, Tonme. To be honest, like he's a rotation risk. I know that. I'm also worried about that about Cancelo, but still, if he does play, I think he has good potential to have a clean sheet and also return you with the potential attacking returns. So that is the reason I have Cancelo instead of Diaz there. I can easily have Diaz there if I want to. Diaz is most probably more nailed on than Cancelo, easily, right? So yeah. Uh, Ankit said, I got Sterling in. Okay, no problem with that. Let's hope Sterling and De Bruyne, like there's, I don't see a problem there. Sterling can be a huge part of what Man City are attacking right now. As I said, Sterling not a problem. I don't know his injury extent. I just don't know. I'm sorry. I was not paying a lot of attention to Sterling's injury, right? So yeah, I don't know what kind of injury he has, but if he does play, I think he's a very good shout. So if you want to get if you want to get Sterling in your team, I think you should do it. You should do it. Okay. So Glenn says, which team do you support, bro? Yeah, Liverpool, I guess. I'm a Barcelona fan. So yeah, in Premier League I do watch Liverpool. So yeah. Sunil says, what about Neto? Yeah, he could be a good differential. Neto. Yeah, Sunil, I talked about this. So Ankit was one of the manager who has Neto in his free hit team. So let me just show you that team, Sunil. So this is one of the free hit team of Ankit. This is the free hit team for Ankit. And uh, as I said, a lot of managers, when it comes to low budgeted midfielders, a lot of managers are kind of going for Saka or Smith Rowe and these kind of players, right? But Neto might be one of those players who might be very good. Foden's not available, I guess. Jimenez not playing right now, so Neto is doing his magic right now. I do know that. So Neto, not bad option, Sunil. It might work out. He might be a good differential this week. So I can say too much. So this is one of the free hit team. If you want to take some ideas from it, please feel free to do that. This is Ankit's team, right? So yeah, Neto might work out. I guess there's no problem with that. Uh, so James says, should I get Ariola or Johnston for bench keeper? I think I'd go for Johnston. Yeah, there's not too much between them, right? But Fulham's game are not good enough in the game week 19, I guess. Let me just check. So yeah, now Man United and Chelsea, like these are difficult games to play against. Come on, now all these three are difficult game to play against. Maybe there is a clean sheet, but still, West Brom, I think he has. They have one easy fixture. Let me just check. Johnston. So yeah, now maybe there's a clean sheet here. Maybe against West Ham. I don't know. Maybe Johnson has a clean sheet here, or maybe even against Wolves. Maybe there is. So I think for game week 19, I would go for Johnston rather than Ariola, right? For the game week 19, I think go for Johnston. I should, if I were you, I'd go for Johnston. James, yeah, that's all I have to say for now. I would go for Johnston. Yeah, yeah. Uh, Sanjay says, do you active free hit? Yes, my free hit is active. I had to, Sanjay. I do not want to. I had to. So yeah, my free hit team is active right now. So this is my team, as you can see for now. So uh, James says Diaz or Cancelo. Diaz more nailed on. I don't. There's no wrong answer. Go for any one of them, right? There's no problem with that. Diaz is comparatively more nailed on than Cancelo is. So I think Diaz should be the one. Cancelo, if you want to take a risk. Now, as I said, I can easily remove Cancelo and just bring Diaz here. I don't think. I don't know. Like this is way safer than going for Cancelo, right? This is safer choice because Diaz is safer than Cancelo. But again, does that look good? A lot of center backs there. Stones a center back, Diaz center back, Dyer center back. I don't know. I think a team can be better, right? So that is the problem. Because I did not want to have Diaz. I'm not saying Diaz is a bad choice. Go for it. I might as well go for it. But still, what I think is there's too much center back there. So yeah, that's my problem. But still, Diaz looks like rotation proof to me, right? Comparatively, uh, I could go for TNE here too. But again, I don't know. I feel like, as I said, Arsenal will concede something. I think they will concede. Now, as I said, I do have money for TNE if I want to do that, right? I could do this for a fullback. If I don't want another center back, I could do something like this. But do I want to do this? I don't think so. Dyer 5.5 Nup. I think Dyer is fine over there. Johnston, I could remove him. But again, why would I want to do that? No, this does not make sense. Now, if I get Diaz here, -4, 5 million. That leaves me with players like, Cody or something. Not exciting players, but still maybe there's a clean sheet. A lot of center backs though. Still the center back. So yeah, maybe I not play around with it too much. Yeah. I like there's no except for players like De Bruyne and Fernandez. Like there's no player that I feel like there needs to be there. Like De Bruyne, Fernandez, Kane, Son. I think they are the ones. They should be there for this free hit, right? And except for the Lacazette, I can easily remove him if I feel like there's other player I need. I can easily remove Lacazette. I can easily remove Wilson if I want to, right? And maybe let's try something. Let's get Rashford here. But again, now if I bring in remove Wilson and Lacazette for Rashford for a single player, I don't know. It kind of looks stupid to me. I don't want to do that. Although I don't think that Rashford is a bad option, right? Rashford is a good option, but again, I'm removing two capable players, Lacazette and Wilson, for one player, Rashford. What if he blanks, right? And too many Man United players. I could easily change De Gea to Leno. That there's not a big problem. I could do that, do something like this. But still, taking off Rashford for Wilson and Lacazette does not seem worth it to me. That's just me. I think I don't know. It does not seem worth it to me. So Wilson on penalties, Lacazette highest XG for now. So yeah, maybe not. Maybe I will play without. I have tried this. I have tried this. I have tried and find the perfect, not perfect, but still, I think good team, that will work out according to the budget that I have. I think this must be it. I don't know. I don't know if I can play around with it a lot. As I said, I could argue that I could have Tierney there instead of Stones, right? If I play around with the goalkeepers, if I get Leno here and get Tierney here, I think I can do that. Let me check. But again, do I want two Arsenal defense? And it's the same with the Yedlin and Darlow and all these kind of. I have enough perfect money if I want TNA and Leno. I have enough money if I do something like this. And if I don't want Cancelo right now, I can get Diaz. Too many Arsenal players. Okay, let me. So I can do something like this. But again, I don't have enough money for the goalkeeper, and I don't want Darlow. I don't want that. So yeah, I could play around with something like this also. But still, I still feel the team that I have is good enough. Maybe I could change, Cancelo to Diaz. Because Cancelo is, as I said. Now, if I might do something like this, right? This does not seem too problematic to me. Let's hope Stone does play. There's only two center back. I think Stone should play. This does look safe to me though. Diaz playing for Cancelo does look safe to me. Uh let's see. There's still time, I guess. Uh so where was I? So Daniel says Smith Rowe in for cheap option for my free hit. Yeah, do it. I also have Smith Rowe there. Even if he plays few minutes and just in case your first 11 does not play, yeah, why not? I don't think Smith Rowe is that bad of an option. Yeah. Go for Smith Rowe. I don't think that's bad of an option. Daniel. I don't know for first 11, right? For first 11, maybe not. Daniel, I wouldn't bet too much on Smith Rowe. Like, come on, like for 4.4, you can't ask too much from him, right? For bench option, I don't think he's a bad option at all, Daniel. So Ankit says Pep said Cancelo is tired and is a possibility of 45 if he become tired. That's what Pep said in press. Oh, did he say that? I don't know. I did not read anything about that. But again, Ankit, you wouldn't like. Ugh, are you sure about that? I'm not sure because I did not read anything about that. I did read the news as I said about the Man City team, right? But I can easily change Cancelo to Diaz. I could do that. that is way more safer. Like, come on, like that is the best route to go, I think, if to avoid the rotation risk of the Man City side. Going for Diaz looks like the most rotation proof player. So yeah, maybe I'll get Diaz there. There's no problem, I guess. Okay, yeah, just leave the Diaz for now, I guess. Uh, James says I might go for Diaz, much safer. Yeah, yeah, that sounds safer, but again, two center backs. I don't know. I just don't know if I want that. Three center backs, to be honest. Dyer, Diaz, Stones. I don't know. Uh, Stones and Diaz are nailed on. Yeah, it looks like that. It looks like that. If I don't know what that Pep Guardiola is smoking, because he can easily play Walker there in the center back position, or any other player. He can do that. He can do that. So yeah, for now I think Diaz does look way more safer. Uh, so uh, where was I? Tonme says, I'm Manchester United fan and I would recommend you to remove Rashford because he scores 1 out of 10 chances. He's also a safe option because there is no competition for him on the put Neto or Adama. So yeah, now one of this conversation was I was having with one of our Manchester United supporter. Now what he thinks was Martial is way more clinical than Rashford is, right? Like he just thinks that Martial is way better clinical finisher than Rashford is, but still he does not keep up with that. He's kind of inconsistent when it comes to Martial. He's not as consistent as Rashford, I would say. So that is the problem with Martial, I think. And again, there's now Cavani who can easily play in his place and can replace him. So that is one of the problem for the Martial owners or anyone who is kind of tempted with Martial. Like he was the top scorer last season for Man United. I do know that because I had Martial, as I said so many times. Martial was one of the best, 8.5 million range player last season. So I had him for a very long time in my team. So Martial not that bad, but again this season the way how we have seen how good Cavani can be. He can score with his head, with his chest, with his leg, everything. So we know how clinical he is, right? Cavani. So I wouldn't be surprised if Martial is benched here and there once in a while because of Cavani. So yeah, Rashford. If you are using a wild card, I think I would get Rashford, right? But for a free hit, I think I'll be fine without Rashford. That's what I'm trying to say. If you are using a wild card, maybe try and get Rashford in your team. I guess the fixtures for the as I said, Man United are not that bad. These are good fixtures. Come on, till game week 25, yeah, it looks good to me. So Sagnik says, sending you my team on Insta in game week 19 will bring Cresswell, Salah, and Ings for Son, Kane, and Dyer. Son, Kane, and Dyer. Cresswell is that -8 hit. -8 does not sound bad. And Salah on penalties, Ings on penalties, Cresswell on free kicks and direct free kicks and corners. Maybe good one. Son, Kane against Sheffield, and Dyer. Yeah, let me check. Okay, this is. Let me just open Sagnik's team first. So Sagnik has activated his wildcard team. So this is what his team looks like. Okay. Firstly, so yeah, this is the team for Sagnik. So yeah, if you are one of those using wildcard, maybe this will help you. Right? His wildcard is active. So yeah, if you are one of those using wildcard, maybe take some suggestions from here. So Kufal there, no problem with that. Cancelo. Now, I don't know, Sagnik, if Cancelo will play or not. I don't know. I thought he would. Now, you can look at the chat box, so I'm not pretty sure. Diaz, fine. Wan-Bissaka, fine. So you have Areola, who will play this week. 1, 2, Dyer 2, right? Diaz 3, Wan-Bissaka 4, Cancelo 5, Fernandes 6, De Bruyne 7, Son 8, Smith Rowe 9, Wilson 10. Yeah, you have 11 players that play. I think that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. And you also have Suchek, Kufal, Bamford. Okay. Yeah, the team looks good to me. Smith Rowe on the bench. Wilson, Dyer, Diaz, Cancelo, Areola, or maybe Johnston go again. But Johnston does not play this week, so that means you'll have to go with Areola. Yeah, that is the problem. The team does not look that bad to me. Not that bad. So what your plan is to remove Son, Kane, and Dyer for Salah. That is a good one. On penalties, 2 home games. Yeah, that is an improvement. Cresswell 2 home games. Dyer only 1. Ings, if Leeds game is not cancelled, 2 games again. So yeah, that looks like a -8 might be, yeah, -8 might be returned to you if there are if they all play both two games, like as I said, just because Salah, Cresswell, Ings, they play 2 games in game week 19 does not mean they can outscore Kane, Son, and Dyer. Like Kane can easily score a hat trick against Sheffield. Son can do the same, right? But still, you are giving yourself double the chance, right? So I think, yeah, -8 does not look that bad to me. -8, I think it's fine. -8, but maybe -4 would have been more satisfactory, I guess. But again, yeah, it does not look that bad to me, Sagnik. Yeah, the team looks fine to me. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Sagnik, maybe you can cut off money from Cancelo there, I guess. But still, I don't see a lot to complain about in this team. The team looks fine to me, Sagnik. Yeah, yeah. The transfer also seems fine. Let's see what happens until next week. If there are any new fixture changes or anything like that, right? That might happen, Sagnik. But for now, I think the team looks fine to me. And let's see what happens next week. So Tanmay says, yes, Ankit's right. That's why I removed Cancelo. Okay, I'll do that too. Okay, you have convinced me. I'm gonna remove Cancelo and have Diaz there. So I'm gonna do that. So Soccer TV says, who would a good captain? Who would a good captain, Bruno or Son? I'll go for Bruno always because he takes penalties. Yeah, I'd go for Bruno. I'm not saying Son is a bad option. If you want to do it, do it. But still, I'll always captain a player who is on penalties rather than who is not. So yeah, that's how I always play soccer, soccer TV. So yeah, for me personally, I think I would go for Bruno. Yeah. Uh, James says, I think Cancelo will play though because he got so hot early in the cup. I don't know. I'll just leave Diaz there, right? Just don't overthink. Let's not overthink. Now, the people do have valid point that Cancelo might be rotated with Mendy. Like, it can easily happen. That can easily happen, and I do agree with that, right? But again, the way that Cancelo is getting minutes, I feel like he will play. I think Cancelo should play, but he's a risk. He is a risk. Stones is also a risk. Maybe. What if? Just look at the lineup for Man City in the midweek game. There was Cancelo, Mendy, and Walker in a single team, where Walker played as a center back, right? Now, as I said, that might just be an experiment, or maybe that is something that will be followed in this game week too. Maybe Walker is a center back again, and Cancelo is in the right and Mendy in the left. I don't know. That can happen, right? It's Pep Guardiola after all. He does what he wants. So I don't know. So Cancelo is comparatively a greater risk than Diaz. So yeah, maybe I'll just leave Diaz there. There's no problem with that. So yeah. Anish says, defender is Diaz, Tierney, Fernandez. Midfielder is Saka, Fernandez, Son, De Bruyne. Forward is Lacazette, Wilson, Kane. Bench, Maguire, right wheel. What's your thought on it? Is this, what is this, Anish? Is this your wild card or is this your free hit? I'd want to know that first, right? Because if it's your free hit, I don't know if I want to bench Maguire. Why would I bench Maguire there, right? If it's your wild card, it does seem like you have some point there, right? Well, is he getting minutes? I don't even know if he's getting minutes anymore because he was in starting lineup for a while. I do remember that. But yeah, honest, please let me know if that's your wild card or free hit team. So, is he getting minutes? Not as of recent. Nope. So yeah, if it's your free hit, I don't want to put Maguire in the bench. So yeah, you can. That's a lot of money on the bench. I think 5.4 in the bench for a free hit. I don't want that. I wouldn't want that. So yeah, you can play around with Maguire, I guess, and maybe improve Saka there, I guess, or maybe bench Saka. Yeah, you could do that. Bench Saka and play Maguire. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of Saka, right? If you want to go for Saka, I think it might work out. It might, right? As of recent, his form has not been that bad, but still, I think you can play around with Maguire and Saka. Because like, why would I want to bench Maguire against Burnley? And if you are using a free hit, I wouldn't do that personally. So maybe yeah, you can still play around with it, Anish. Sagnik says also, will Ederson play now? Sagnik, as I said, if you look at the lineup for the midweek game, I think it was yesterday, I guess. I'm not pretty sure, but it was very recent. And Ederson is back in the team sheet. Now, Ederson was on the bench, and there was some young player playing for the first 11 in the goalkeeper position for Man City. So, I do believe Ederson will be the first keeper for this week. That's what I personally think. So yeah, I think Ederson might be, but again, he's too expensive, I guess. But again, it's just free hit, so why not? If it's just for one game, if you can get a clean sheet from Ederson, why not play Ederson? So yeah, Ederson will play, I think. Sagnik, in my opinion, I think he should play. So James says, Pep didn't mention much about Cancelo. I don't think. Yeah, I also did not. I don't have anything about Cancelo in the in this sheet. I guess you can check out here. I don't think there's a lot news about Cancelo. I did read about Aguero, about Laporte, yes, and about maybe Sterling, I guess. But I don't think I read a lot about Cancelo. So I think Cancelo should be starting, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. So Honest says free hit. Yeah, as I said, honest, I wouldn't want Maguire in my bench if you are using a free hit. Just play around with it. Tanmay says, I want to bring Antonio because Haller signed for Ajax, but I have Bowen also. Bowen now, Bowen is one of the players. Like I don't know, it just got downhill so easily, for Bowen because like he was such a hot topic. As I said, I do remember like Bowen like just slaughtering Tejas on the pitch. I do remember that game. Bowen was so good in that game against Man United, and he also had few games after that, pretty good games I think, right? But after that he's now just lost now, because like I think Moyes is kind of playing around with the formation. He's kind of experimenting. He's bringing Lazzini there. He's bringing Benrahma there. He's kind of playing around with the team, and that kind of has affected, And I also remember, uh, who is the player? I forgot his name. I'm sorry, but yeah, what I'm trying to say is Moyes is kind of experimenting with his team, and that is kind of affecting Bowen's performance, I guess, because Bowen for that kind of price range, I think he was 6.4 or something, and he was on right corners, right, and he was doing pretty good. And now we don't even talk about Bowen anymore because I don't know, he just lost, I guess. So yeah, I don't know, it went so quickly, downhill for Bowen. So yeah, uh, because Haller signed for Ajax, I have Bowen. Also, should I keep both? Play with your gut feeling. If you want to keep Cancelo, keep do what you feel. Yeah, maybe I should leave Cancelo there. I'm I don't know, but yeah, Cancelo is a risk. I do know that Cancelo is a risk, but if he does play, Cancelo is not that bad of a choice. So yeah, if I make any kind of change, I'll let you know in the Instagram. I'll just post my final team there, right? But for now, I think I don't know. Stones and Cancelo, both of them are pretty much of a rotation risk. So yeah. But again, I think Stones or Cancelo, one of them should play because if they both of them don't play, I don't think there will be enough defenders for Man City. This just won't be. Now, if Stones and Cancelo does not play, it will leave with Walker, Mendy, and Diaz. So yeah, no, one of them should play. Stones or Diaz, Stones or Cancelo, one of them will play. I'm pretty sure, or maybe both of them will play. I guess. I'm just gonna go with Cancelo. I guess. Yeah, just leave him there. Not overthink. I guess just leave him there for now. If there's any change, I'll let you know. Uh, so where was I? So yeah, I want to bring Antonio because of Holler. Yeah, play with your okay. I have Bowen also. Should I keep both? Now Bowen, let me check how many minutes is he getting for now. Uh, Bowen was one of my main target because of his, this double game week. These games are pretty good. They are not that bad of a game. I do know that. I do know that. But again, 72-18. Yeah. I think he was here subbed off for Lazzini, and here he did not even start. I do remember Benrahma and Lazzini starting here, and one of those players I forgot. The veteran for the West Ham. I forgot his name. Yeah. Bowen. Maybe you could change Bowen, but again, if he does have a double game week and he does play both the games, I don't think you need to remove Tanmay. Like there can be other better option for lower prices. Suchek is there, Gundogan is there, maybe even Ward Prowse if he plays both the games, right? Tanmay, you can change Bowen to those players, right? But if Bowen does play both the games, now I don't know if he will or not, but if he does play both the games, he's on right corner, so I think Bowen is still good. Now, if you look at my team when I'm going to game week 19, it looks like this. And Taylor, I don't even know if he'll return, but still he's on my team. So if there's even a slight chance that Taylor plays in the double game week, I don't think he'll play both the game, right? But even if he does, I think that will help me a lot. So maybe it is the same with Bowen too. If he does play, I don't think Bowen is the worst player to hang around with for until game week 19, right? Now Antonio also, fixtures are not that bad, right? Fixtures are not that bad at all. But again, he's injury prone player, so that is the thing. So, but still, I don't think there's any problem with having Antonio and Bowen, both of them in your team. I just don't see a big problem there. Tonme, I think it's fine. It's fine to me. So Nigel says, bro, is McCarthy, Che Adams, and Calvert-Lewin injured? Yeah, Che Adams some kind of head injury. I think he will be fine though. I don't have a lot of news about him because he does not play this week, right? Yeah, he does not. So I have no idea about Che Adams. But McCarthy, I think he will be fine. Now the thing about McCarthy was he did not have COVID virus. Like he was just following the rules of isolation. So he does not have any kind of illness. He's just following the rules. He's fine. He's just following the rules of the quarantine days, Nigel. So I think McCarthy will be fine and he will play next game, right? He's not injured. Che Adams head injury. Now I don't know the extent of his head injury. Let me just look at. Is he? Yeah, he's not concussion. So yeah, I'm not sure if that Dawson kick was or something. I'm not very sure about Adams either. And about Calvert-Lewin. Now what Ancelotti said was in his latest conference was he will recover soon. It looks like he might just be back next week. So Nigel, for this week he's not gonna play. Like that's confirmed. That's what Ancelotti said. For this week, Calvert-Lewin is hamstring injury, so he won't be playing. For next week, maybe he will be fine to start off. I'm not sure about next week, but for this week, Calvert-Lewin is out. Nigel. So Tenzin says Tenzin says all these three strikers has one game in game week 19. So, but yeah, this is not my wildcard team. This is my free hit team, Tenzin. So yeah, this is my free hit team. This is not my wildcard. If this was my wildcard, I wouldn't go with this team. Yeah. So yeah, Tenzin. So Bar Boy says goalkeeper is De Gea. Uh, Defender TNE Wan Bisaka. Diaz. Midfield is Son, KDB, Bruno. Smith Rowe. Forward Kane, Wilson, Lacazette. Bench Mitchell, Anguissa, Dallas, Martinez. So is this are you using any kind of chip? Balboy. Balboy. I'm sorry. Yeah, is that your name? Yeah. Balboy. Free hit. Oh, okay, okay. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's a free hit. So if it's a free hit, why would I want Dallas there? Why would I want Martinez, Anguissa? No. There's you can make a lot of improvement there. I think you can save a lot of money from Anguissa. I think Anguissa is 4.5, right? And I don't think Anguissa. Let me check. Anguissa, yeah, 4.5. He does play, but there's no big return for him. I'm pretty sure about that. Anguissa. Yeah, 18, 19. No. I think you can change to Burke or Stephens or these kind of players, maybe, or Smith Rowe for 4.4. Do you have Smith Rowe in your team, Bar Boy? Smith Rowe. Yeah, you already have Smith Rowe. So maybe get Burke there. Dallas. I don't know why Dallas is there. If you are free hitting, Dallas is not even playing this week. So remove Dallas. Just remove Dallas. Remove Dallas. Martinez. Which Martinez is that now? Let's hope that's not a goalkeeper because I don't know. He's not playing. If you're free hitting, why do you have Martinez? Why do you have Dallas? Anguissa. Just change those players to players like someone who does not play or maybe just plays so that someone in your first 11 does not play. Maybe something like this, I guess. Right? So yeah, Dallas does not have a game this week. Martinez does not have a game this week, Barboy. So just there's still improvement to do, I guess. Sagnik says Laporte and Ake are injured. Is Stones more nail on now than Cancelo? Whom should I go with? My wildcard is active, so worried. So I still think, yeah, two natural center backs left are, as I said, one of them is Diaz and one of them is Stones, right? But again, in the midweek game, Walker was the center back. So what if again that happens, Sagnik? Like what if Walker is a center back again, and in the right it's Cancelo, and in the left it's Mendy? That can happen. I'm not sure. So Diaz is the one only I can vouch for that is the most nailed-on player for that Man City defense side. So other than that, I can't really talk too much about any of the defender, I guess, Sagnik. So yeah, go for Diaz. If you can have money for Cancelo, then you can have money for Diaz too. So I think you should go for Diaz if you have the money for longer term, for wild card, right? But if you are free hitting, you can just go for Cancelo. So Laporte and Ake are both injured. Stones more for this game week. I think Stones should be the center back though, Sagnik. For this game week, after this, I'm not very sure about it. Sagnik. For a longer term, I'm not very sure. So Tanmay says, good news for you. Ake and Laporte are injured. Stone is 100% playing. Yeah, Tanmay. Now, yeah. I think this was news we already knew. Like that, Laporte and Ake, both of them are out. I don't know why, right? But the thing is, that is one of the reasons I think Stones should play this week. That is the only reason I have Stones, and I am free hitting. So that leaves only two center back for Man City. So yeah. Nikhil says, how does this look? GK is Leno, defender are Stones, Cancelo, Dyer, Yedlin, midfielders KDB, Bruno, Son, forwards Kane, Lacazette, Martial. So Nikhil said, now one of the thing about Cavani is also he also trained, although he was suspended. What Ole said was Cavani trained throughout all the suspension period, so he looks in a good shape, right? Now, Nikhil, I don't know if you have any kind of information about Martial, please let me know in the chat box, right? If he's super nailed on, if he starts or not. If he does start, Martial looks good for his price, right? For the fixture, not that bad at all if he does start. But what if Kopani does? So that is one of the worry with Martial for me. Yedlin, Cancelo, Dire Stones can't complain too much. Midfielders also can't complain too much. The team looks good to me. Yeah. Nikhil, the team looks good to me, and I'm probably sure you got Martial there because you had to, because for that kind of price range, right? There's not many not many forward for this week. So yeah, Wilson is one of the popular choice for Martial, right, Nikhil? I do know that, but still, what I think is Martial, maybe not Martial because of Cavani. If he does start though, I don't think he's a bad option at all, Nikhil. So I also have Smith Rowe and Lascelles on the bench in case Cancelo doesn't play. I don't think Cancelo. Let me check Lascelles. I think he is back. He did play some minutes in the midweek, I guess. 4.2. Not that bad. 4.2. He's only 4.2, but Keenan is 4.1, right? How is he only 4.2? Why have we not been paying attention to this? Like, if he's just 4.2, I think there's no difference between going for Lascelles or going for Yedlin. Why would I want to go for Yedlin? I think I'd go for Lascelles. I think he will play because he did play a few minutes, right? In the midweek, I guess. So Lascelles, yeah. Maybe Lascelles in the bench does not look that bad. I have Mitchell. I don't think he'll start though ahead of PVA. So Smith looks fine. Martial may be a red flag, but if he does play, I think he could be a good choice. So yeah, I can't see a lot to complain in your team. It's fine. Smith in the bench, fine. Lascelles on the bench, fine. Yeah, it's fine to me. I don't think there's too much I can complain, Nikhil. The team looks good to me. Tenzing says need to change the strikers. Now I don't know. I could play around with Lacazette, as I said. Except for Kane, I could play around with anyone in that forward line, and except for De Bruyne, Fernandes, Son, I could play around with others, right? Except for the four players, De Bruyne, Fernandes, Son, and Kane, I could change anyone from there if I want to, right? But as I said, Lacazette is there because of his XG, right? Now, if I remove Lacazette, who can I even bring in? I don't know. Is there anyone else I could target? I'd want to target. Maybe Rashford there. If I bring in Rashford, as I said, I don't know. I don't think I'd want to bring Rashford there though. Lacazette dot looks good to me. I think I'll just leave him there. Is there any other option, Tenzing? If you have any other recommendation, please let me know. Okay, if you want me to change, maybe Wood. If I have Wood, as I said, if I bring Wood there and have De Gea and Wan-Bissaka, like that beats the purpose of why I have two Man United defenders. Like it just does not make sense to me, you know. If I had De Gea there and also Wood there, I don't know. It does not sound right to me. Who are the now? James Rodriguez, these kind of players, right? Maybe they can be a good differential too. After all, James Rodriguez is on corners and direct free kicks, right? Now there's no Calvert-Lewin. It must be Richarlison if he plays. Richarlison or James Rodriguez that delivers the point for the Everton side. That might happen. But again, would I want to go for James Rodriguez when I can get Son, Fernandes, and De Bruyne? I could get James if I want here. Like, I'm not like super thrilled, but I could get James here. And another player, like if not James, I could go for Zaha. Why not? Zaha can score against Arsenal. Maybe. Zaha is not the worst option. I could do something like this if I remove Lacazette. I could do something like this, right? I still have that kind of money, and maybe if I get Davis, but I don't know if I want Zaha there. I could get, as I said, Zaha or James Rodriguez. Also, not the worst option, you know. Those could be good differential picks. But again, Lacazette's numbers look good as of recent. So yeah. Uh, Nigel says I have two free transfers and McCarthy and Che Adams are concerned for me. Any suggestion on who to bring in? So I think it's for game week 19, right, Nigel? So you have two transfers. Okay. I think McCarthy will play, right? So if for Che Adams, I think it should be Wilson. Let me see Che Adams or Rodrigo 6.0. I think it should be Rodrigo or Woods, I guess. Yeah, it would be if I have to remove Che Adams. Like if Che Adams does play, the fixture don't look back to me for double game week, right? But again, I think McCarthy. I don't have a lot of news on McCarthy, right? But still, I think McCarthy will play next week. I don't know. I feel like that because like if you can Google it, right? You can search more about the McCarthy's situation, Nigel. But I think McCarthy should be fine according to what I read, right? So if you want to change Che Adams, maybe you should go for Wilson if you have the money. Wilson or Rodrigo or Wood. Those three would be my pick. Antonio maybe also not that bad, right? Rodrigo, Wood, Antonio, and Wood. Those four players are the ones I would want to play for. I'd want to replace with if I want to remove Che Adams. McCarthy, if you want to remove McCarthy, I think you don't have a lot of options. Maybe go for Johnston or Meslier or these kind of players, right? Or Ariola, these kind of players. So maybe don't waste a transfer on goalkeeper, I guess. So yeah, Nigel. Nikhil says Marshall didn't play midweek and was rested. Came on for a few minutes. Yeah, yeah. But again, Cavani also can play now because he has been resting for past 3 games. So yeah, that can happen, I guess. Nikhil. Now Cavani is eligible to play this week, right, Nikhil? So maybe he will play. So yeah. Sagnik says to dodge the stones and cancel a bullet. How about size this week? Size now. This is one of the things I was talking about with James too. Now he also wanted size there for Wolves for this game week, not having DCL, right? Not having DCL against Wolves. Maybe Wolves will keep a clean sheet. And again, as I said, Bole is out, so that means Size will play 100%. Since Bole is not there, he will be there. But about Kilman, I'm not very sure. Now, let me just show you Size. The fixtures are not good after game week 19. Now, these are the fixtures: Chelsea, Crystal Palace, Arsenal, Leicester. I don't know. And look at their history. Just look at their all the 90 minutes. Now, for this is not even a clean sheet, right? They have not kept a clean sheet for very long now, Wolves side. So that is one thing that kind of concerns me, Sagnik. Now, 5.1 is it? 5.1. Now, for 5.1, you can get Dyer there. So, I don't know. 5.1, you can get Bellerin there. So, would you want size for 5.1 or would you rather go for Dyer or Bellerin for that kind of price range? And if you look at the fixtures for, let's say, Bellerin, right? Let's see of Bellerin fixtures. Now these are the fixtures for Bellerin: Crystal Palace, Newcastle, Southampton. Come on, like there should be at least one clean sheet there. Maybe against Crystal Palace or maybe against Newcastle there is one clean sheet. Playing against Southampton not easy, I know, but in these 2 games maybe there is one clean sheet there, I guess, Sagnik, right? So I don't know. I wouldn't invest in size, I guess, because the longer term it does not look good to me personally. So sorry, yeah. So that's what I think. Uh, okay, where was? So Anish says, why not Darlo? So yeah, Anish, Dubravka, right, the second goalkeeper. I'm sorry if I'm butchering his name, but yeah, Dubravka is back in the team now. So there's now competition for Darlo. So that is the reason. Maybe Darlo might not play, but I feel like Darlo should play. Just because Dubravka is back does not mean he will get his position back. And Darlo, as of recent performance, I don't think he has been the worst keeper. So I think he did keep a clean sheet, right? Yeah. So yeah, maybe Darlow will play. I think Darlow should play. So yeah, I think Darlow will play. Let's hope he does play. If you have Darlow, just leave him there. I don't see a lot of problem with having Darlow there, Anish. So yeah, if you want Darlow, go for it. But there's a competition for him. That's all. That's all. Maybe a slight rotation risk, but I think it will be fine. I think Darlow should be the one playing. I think it's fine. It's fine. So Tenzin says okay. Now, as I said, if there are any question, please write it in the chat box. Or else, I think although there's about an hour left for more than an hour, so yeah, a lot of time left for the deadline, right? I think I'll be ending the stream. Yeah, this is my final team. I don't want to play around. I don't want to overthink. That's all I know. I don't want to overthink. I think Cancelo should play. If Cancelo does not, I have Smith Rowe, so the bench does not look super strong. I know the bench does, Smith Rowe, Mitchell, Burke, they don't look like the most best super subs to come on, but still I need more money in the first 11 rather than on the bench. That's what I'm trying to do. I hope Wilson does play, right? If there's any change in my team, I'll let you know. As I said, I did not want to use my free hit this week. I just did not want to. This just does not feel like the week I want to use my free hit, because I don't see a lot of point return here. Maybe I'll get, I don't know, maybe if all the big hitters do good, maybe I'll get maybe 60-70 points. But again, free hit are the is like a very strong chip, like you can easily get, if you use free hit in the double game weeks, you can easily get 100 points and these kind of point returns. If not, no match is cancelled and all match happen, right? It is the thing about free hit. Free hit is a very strong chip if if used right in a right moment, right? But this is not the right moment to use free hit. I know that I did not want to use free hit this week, but again, that Aston Villa game, Aston Villa versus Spurs, got cancelled, so I had to use my free hit. Now let's hope everyone plays. Now Cancelo, Stones, these are the players like kind of a worry to me. I know. If I change Cancelo to Diaz, I'll let you know, I guess. But for now, I think I'll be pretty much fine with Cancelo. Uh, yeah, and I'm sorry about the abrupt end of stream last night. Now, as you guys know, there is some electricity problem in my area, so it kind of happens a lot, right? So I'm very sorry about that. It will happen a lot. I can't do too much about it. So very sorry about that. But for now, I think this will be the team. And yeah, Glenn, thank you so much for joining. James, thank you. And yeah, best of luck to you, James. And everyone, as I said, please subscribe if you are new. That will help the channel a lot. And do drop a like. And yeah, there's an Instagram account link in the description and on the screen too. I post everything there. Also, if there's any change in my team, I'll let you know and post in the Instagram account, right? But for now, I think this will be my team, and let's hope for the best. Let's hope Wan Bissaka, Maguire, these players keep a clean sheet, right? And let's hope De Bruyne does good, right? So for everyone, thank you so much for joining in. If there are no questions, I'm ending the stream. And yeah, thank you so much for joining in. Bye bye, stay safe, and yeah, best of luck.